Stay safe. Stay home. Save lives. I'm Ken Ochunago. You're welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. It's the sign of the times. And then for each day we breathe, we know that there is hope. And we pray that following the simple rules, they are not that difficult. Create space. Understanding the fundamentals first and foremost is that, yes, there is COVID-19. There is no doubt about that. But what is the nature of COVID-19? COVID-19 has no wings. It has no legs. It cannot fly. It cannot walk. It cannot run. It is transmitted when we move from one place to the other. So if we stay away, we won't transmit and we won't contract. And that is what the message is all about. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 3 feet, which is a meter. Or if possible, stay 6 feet, 2 meters away from the next person. You can still hear what they say. You can still transact. You can still talk. When, it is just your practice that will save you. It is not the kind of dosage, not the drugs that you want to take. Then I think this is easy to follow. Of course, as easy it is, it's also difficult because human nature, we're born to smile, to hug, to kiss, to shake. But those things, COVID said, for now, is prohibited. Stay on your own. That you can stay safe by not only saving yourself, you also save your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors, your families, and you can save your nation. It is Channel Sport on Sunday, like we say, and we'll look at the sports news making the round. Normally by now, we shall be giving you results, I'll be telling you what are the fixtures that are on, what are the contracts that have been signed, what fights are coming on, what records have been broken, but all those are history for now, because now it is about postponement, it is about cancellation, it is about hoping against hope, it is about declaration, because like we say, starting from Belgium, where the Belgian champions have just been declared. Are they the Belgian champions? How do I say it the other way around? Club Brugge have been declared the Belgian champions because with just a round of matches to go, they lead with about 15 points. So probably there is hope for Liverpool. But in England, they are saying, yes, we can only go back to the field when the fans can come back and when it is safe for us to play. I think they are ruling out playing behind closed doors. They say, until the country is safe, until football is safe, until contact is safe, probably the Premier League might not resume. So negotiations are still on, whereas it is about hope because nobody can actually predict when this is going to end. It is something that to say, how do you survive? How do you survive? Because at the rate at which the infections are going on, they kind of, I don't want to use the word terrible, I'm trying to look about confounding whatever word I can use, that this thing can be transmitted even when you don't show the symptoms. When you are asymptomatic, when you don't have, you probably think you are not, you think you are healthy, but you already take about between 2 to 14 days before it shows its head. How do I qualify that head? I don't want to say ugly head, but it should take within that period. But within that period, it has not shown. You can transmit it, or you can only, that's just issue. If you are already infected, or before you test even positive to read. So we are looking at this to see how can sports go on. Wimbledon has been postponed till next year. And I tell you, that is not good news for Federer. It is not good news for Serena. Those are arguably the two players that are contending to be the GOAT. For some of us, it is Serena. But for some people, probably they are around, it is Roger Federer. But both of them have people on their heels. Federer is trying to run away from the pack because somebody is right there at number 19 in Nadal. Serena is trying to reach Margaret Court, talking about number 24. So I tell you, what are the signs of that? What are their reactions to these postponements? In Nigeria too, apart from and some parts of the world, our clubs have started cutting the wages of their players. They're going to negotiation. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, they said, look, this is what we are doing. And in Nigeria, of course, one of the clubs, Ube Disasters, it was a secular. Your salaries have been cut, and that is what we are going to do to you. But then, like you said, some will say, is it fair? Others will tell you, spend what you earn. at these times, even now, no Nigerian club has come out at the end of a season to tell us this is how much we earned. We have not seen one. To say, this is how much we got from sponsorship, this is how much we got from gate takings, this is at the end of the day, we are soluble. As a professional outfit, we have, we can go on. We have made profit or we have made losses. We have not seen that. But in other climes, in Sena climes, yes, I use the word Sena. I'm not saying this side is not saying, but in Sena climes, each club will come out and they give you, at the end of the year, you will see they open their books for you. They will tell you this is income, this is expenditure, and this is the balance. Is it positive or is it negative? Based on this, we can know where we are heading to. But here, government do budget and then bam. So whatever happens to the civil servants also happens to the professional, football players. So there are also some good takes. Of course, the Anthony Joshua versus Pule matches have been postponed. And this time, we are not surprised that matches are postponed, that fights are postponed. We are not surprised. We're only saying when we have that condition where it will be safe enough for humanity to bond together. We're starting the show, and I have my guys in the house, my co-presenters, my colleagues. Jimmy.
Great to be here. Good enough to studio distance from Obama itself.
We are practicing it. We have no option.
Yeah. So it's interesting times. We talked about it last week. There had been a lot of cancellations, a lot of suspensions, and even right now, nobody knows when we are going to have all these activities. We've seen a lot of sports stars really come to the party. Look at what has happened with the Nigerian athletes from different sports, different generations, different administrators,
yes,
different players, across the nation. We have been able to pull them together
to send a message,
to send a message to fight COVID-19, and it starts with us. It's something that is very innovative. I mean, we are having, our own Nigerian sports stars really come together to send that message that we are united. And I think the most important thing is unity. The entire world is fighting against this scourge. For the first time, we're having, everybody, all sporting activities have come to a halt, and I think it's instructive. It tells us that there's a lot more than just sports, but we can actually achieve a lot more when we are united.
We achieve a lot more when we have when we are more united. We have that unity of purpose. Let's take it from there.
Belgium has declared a winner in the Belgian league, but in the EPL, it's getting hot in the EPL, and they won't be taking any of such decision anytime soon because the chairman of Tottenham, Daniel Levy, did something. All the ground staff and all the non-playing staff, he put them on furlough. I think the government is to take care of the 30% of their salary, and he did that. It was assumed that he did that to put pressure on other Premier League clubs and the PFA to get the players to reduce their wages. And it said, the news was reporting that the other clubs were not happy that he took that decision. They felt that they have an understanding with this player. It's something that can be discussed in a roundtable without putting pressure on the institutions to do it. And they saw it as also being shameful for a club in the Premier League to when businesses who don't have as much income as the football playing clubs are doing that for a football playing club in the height of Tottenham to do that. They felt it was a bit disappointing.
I think I would understand if it were just Norwich. Or maybe
some of the smaller clubs.
When it's about Tottenham, when it's about Liverpool, when you are having to follow
Newcastle
players, I don't non-playing staff. I don't think it's appropriate because that kind of money
is inconsequential.
From government
really
should actually go to support small businesses, as against having 80%, being paid by government and 20. You're only paying 20%. The cap usually is £2,500. So why are you unable to pay that? You are able to rake in revenue from, match day tickets, annual tickets, season tickets, and all that. So if Liverpool is getting so much money from playing on the continent, Tottenham is getting enough money from playing on the continent, they've got huge numbers in terms of attendance, then why should they allow their own non-playing staff to go? I think it's wrong. The likes of Carragher and Stan Collymore have criticized that, and I think it's just the way to go. It's absolutely wrong for a club like Liverpool. They are that big. They shouldn't be doing that.
All right, they are that big. So let's say this. Let's say, like we said, let us look at Belgium. Let us look at how how they stand. If they suppose, let us look at the table, because for now they have all started. That is it. You take the stand and let's see if others will follow. The lead that is from Belgium, and that is Club Brugge there.
And K Ghent.
Look at the table.
The points, the table 70 and 55 points.
Yes.
So it's decided clearly.
That is 15 points with a round of matches to go. But you know that this one, they would, under normal circumstances, after this is supposed to be the first phase. They have 2 phases. Yeah. The top 6 are supposed to go for a playoff.
Yeah.
So now really decide.
They're calling off early.
And if you look at the team in second position, which from the line, they're the ones in the Champions League position.
Yes.
Sporting the Châtellerault or something. It's just they're just 1 point behind them.
Yes.
They're just 1 point behind them. So it will, I wonder how the other club in the third position will feel, because in the last round of games, there's a chance that they could go second.
Maybe you are playing home. That is the controversy in all this.
I think
it's debatable.
I think globally we are having tough decisions
to make.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of clubs...
It can't be a win-win.
It can't be a win-win situation. And even the administrators themselves are finding it very difficult.
So this is Club Brugge.
But Jimmy, I'm not sure in England that the clubs will agree for Liverpool to be crowned champion. Let's be honest, it will not happen. They will not agree.
It may, but like you said, this season, a lot of people are, a few for now, there are some voices that said, let's cancel. Let's cancel. The moment, they find out that, because we don't know how long it's going to go exactly, like what we're saying here.
Adibini was Liverpool and Man City,
head to head,
like 2-3 points, then it would have been easier to say, oh, you can't do that. But right now, Liverpool, with the number of points they have, it will be a total disservice to football.
We agree, but if you declare
the other Champions League position,
what happened to the next position?
And that's why I
so you don't declare them, okay, you are champion. What are those, like you said?
It's a big position in England. The Champions League position.
We can go to Champions League.
That's why I think the most sensible thing to do would be to have a playoff, something similar to what we had in Nigeria.
Playoff of which people? Of playoff
for relegation and also for continental sports. I think it's about the most sensible thing.
I think they played how many matches? I think they have about how many?
I think we have like 6 rounds or 7 rounds to go.
Liverpool just
played 30 matches. I think we still have about 28, 29. We still have about 9 matches. We have about 9 matches to go. So anything can happen. A team can win 6 of the last 9 matches and then, move from bottom of the league to the top.
And they feel outdone by it. I mean, so also in Nigeria, we have to look at the situation.
This is where we pray for wisdom.
A lot of it.
This is where we pray for wisdom and see how that is going to happen.
For a decision to be made in England, you need two-third majority of the clubs to vote for it. And I'm not sure Liverpool has 1/3, right?
and Ken, even you look at it, and you are even talking about the fact that they moved from 2019 to 2020. Let's talk about the events that are not happening at all in 2020. For example, Formula 1, where normally you need to have like 8 races before you can have a champion declared.
Yes.
Now, there's no assurance that you're going to have any race before July. And right now, like 8 races have already been cancelled. So,
one, even this cancellation that we are seeing, you are hoping against hope.
Yes.
That's okay, fine. We see like President Trump telling you, okay, before Easter, this is going to happen. Before this, at the end of the day, the thing is increasing because you don't know the nature of what is going on. You don't know how many persons who have entered, how many persons who have contracted it. The thing will just
spread.
In a week, you might be having a figure, and in a week, the thing just doubles. So how do you know how far? By the time you are saying in May you want to start, now Premier League has said they are not going to start in May. You understand? Formerly they are saying they're going to start in the end of April, May. But right now they've declared that they are not going to do that.
Can I question the wisdom behind moving the French Open to September?
It is still tentative. Because if as
these are projections,
and it is still there,
they will still shift again.
That's what we are saying. So nothing, see, for now, nothing is cast in stone. Nothing at all. Every decision say, look, let it go there, hoping that as at that point in time, if it is contained, like he's saying, if it is freedom, we can now have it.
Definitely.
But if not,
they'll make contingency plan on how to shift it again.
Because if
how to reshift.
If they cancel Wimbledon and play French Open, I think some people will not be happy.
Okay.
Because it might be number 20.
It is natural.
It might be number 20.
Ken, it is natural.
Nadal might just win that French Open and become number 20, and then in 2021, everybody goes and they go and slug it out. And before the next Wimbledon, there will be another French Open again.
Exactly.
So you understand? Because that is in, say you get it in June, July. So basically, that is where we are. Okay, let's also, like we are saying, in all this, there are also some things for us. Okay, you're welcome back. Still Channel Sport on Sunday. We'll soon come to you guys. I know you are eager. You want to hear from you. Anything you want to see from how you are, how you are surviving seclusion, how you are managing it. I mean, if you have any positive advice to those who are saying, I am bored, I am tired, I am hungry, and then you can transfer money on your phone, but I don't think you can transfer Gary or rice on your phone. So there are a lot of things that, we are going on at this period, but we must put smiles on our faces. That is very, very important. It doesn't really matter. Somebody said there are no desperate situations. There are always desperate persons. So if you're not desperate, the situation will not be desperate. No matter how difficult it is, when you keep your calm, you should be able to think clearly and see how you survive and triumph over whatever travail that you are facing. My other colleagues are back on the set. We just have to practice these safe distances so you'll be able to see all of us together at a time. But then Yemi is here and Okpe is here. Yemi, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon.
After a COVID rest.
More like a self-isolation.
Self-isolation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot has been happening in the world of sport, and when I say a lot of cancellation, a lot of postponements. It's been boring, really.
Yeah. Are you bored?
You must say,
you are shocked.
No, not at all.
You are devastated.
Not at all. It's just psychological for a lot of people.
Yeah.
When you feel that you are confined.
Yeah.
And that's as a way of changing your mood and keeping you in a particular place. But you have to be upbeat to find some things to do.
Definitely.
At that period. Like the pictures we saw, people working out at home, you need to stay fit. You need to stay healthy, take a walk, maintain the social distancing, and follow all the rules given by the health authorities.
Yes.
I think will be good. It's better to stay safe at this period for the better, how do I put it, for the better good of the entire populace,
yes,
and yourself and your loved ones, than to say, yes, you want to violate all this and, I'm bored, I'm this, I'm that. Let's just stay safe. It is very, very important.
Okay, where you had him, so let us stay safe, let us keep the distance, let us keep, we say when you keep the distance, when you stay safe, you stay alive, you save lives, So how have you been surviving this period?
I've been surviving, just like we Nigeria and everybody all over the world will be surviving. Public interest will always override personal interest, and the collective is greater than the individual. So we need to all play our part. I said last week, and I will also re-emphasize, we just need to support the government. Whatever the government has come up with, we give them our sovereignty. So let's allow them to lead us to where we need to be.
Yes, I think that is very, very key because he's talking about, on my own personal basis, from my observation yesterday, Lagos is on a semi-lockdown. Lagos is not on total lockdown. Of course, government said, look, for those who are in the health sector, who must be in the front line to save our lives, for those the food chain, petrol, run your cars and need them, the essential services, the hospitals, the pharmacies. But beyond that, people just became, I don't want to use the word reckless, because I saw a lot of persons who are outside who are not supposed to be out. But this morning, coming around along the roads, at least we have some checkpoints, and the policemen, of course, they check you and say why you are outside, where you want to go, where you're going to. Are you supposed to be among those? The media, you have access to move around to tell the stories and stuff. But please, this is not punitive. This is not punitive at all. Let us not be reckless. He's talking about personal interest and collective interest. Don't endanger your lives and then endanger the society. Stay at home. We saw guys playing football. For goodness sake, this is not the time. This is not the time to go outside to go and play football. Exercise alone. You can touch somebody whose brother, I saw somebody was close. He was a bit close to me, and I saw him a distance. He came in from the US about 2 weeks ago or so, and then I saw some other guys going to meet him, and I was talking about this guy. This guy is supposed to self-isolate, stay somewhere, and then others. You go and get close to him, you go and play football. We don't know his status for now. I'm not saying he is positive, but there is a possibility that if 50-50, that is how it is. So please, stay at home. You won't die for 2 weeks. It had just started. I know how difficult it's been. I'm not saying it is going to be easy, but nothing good is easy. You just have to, to follow that. Okay, let's see. Some words have been cropping up during this period. Cancellation, postponement. Then there is one that is in England. Follow. I don't know. I mean, let's see what does follow really mean? What does it mean? Can we see if we can get a definition of that or a description of what it is? All right.
A follow is an unpaid leave of absence, while followed employees still technically retain their jobs. It means that they cease working for their employers and do not earn salary. It's a temporary arrangement. Workers will be able to return to their jobs.
All right. Now that is according to the Fortune magazine gave that particular definition of follow in their own understanding of what it is. So, but in England, they're saying if you are followed, the government has kind of a fund where 80% of the salaries of the low-income earners are taken care of. But right now there is a controversy in England because 5 clubs have said we are taking this option. That is, and they are doing that with players, non-playing staff, not the playing staff. There is talking about that we have about 2.5 million millionaires in England, about so, and about 512 of them are actually from the Premier League. We have 512 millionaires from the Premier League, from the statistics that have been there. And so these guys have the money, and then they are talking about 30% pay cut for them. So why would a club like Liverpool, Tottenham, you can understand Bournemouth, you can understand Norwich, but Newcastle is also a big club, Liverpool is a big club, Tottenham is a big club. Why would they have some people are saying, why will they now pay their staff through public funds while others are giving? What is your take on that?
Yeah, okay, as humans, we have a way of exploiting loopholes. If you are guilty of tax evasion, yes, that is a criminal offense, yes, you'll be penalized. But if it's tax avoidance, you've been technically outsmarting the tax law. So there is nothing the court can do. You can only be called names, irresponsible citizen. You are not a good social citizen and what have you. So what these clubs, what they've done technically is to just leap on the take advantage of the loopholes in the laws. And I think because they are organizations people look up to, I don't think they are covering themselves in a whole lot of glory. You have as you said, we have about 525 millionaires from the 2.5 in the state. So, and the players are already doing much. They are donating. So I would have expected that because without the non-playing staff, you can't have the players.
Yes. It's
just as basic as that. So, and the players also will see reasons. Tevez, was it Tevez that was saying?
Tevez said that the footballers can stay for a year without earning a farthing.
Yeah. So
they have enough money to survive. If they don't pay their salary for a year, that they will have a problem.
I think,
yes.
The way Tevez sees it is like all footballers have contracts. So when you say all footballers can survive without, I think we should not bring it to this line because those who are without valid contracts, we are
approaching this. Yes.
Opinion will always be divided when it comes to this issue of follow.
Let me say this before you continue, because I wanted to come to you. Compare that to Spain. Lionel Messi has just announced after Atletico Madrid that they will be taking 70% pay cut to make it possible for them to pay their staff. England, they are negotiating 30%.
One thing you should understand is, and that's why I said, these things are intertwined and interwoven.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are criticizing Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool players themselves.
Even former Liverpool players are doing so, to say for a club that earned over 42 million pounds in profit in the last financial year, why are you taking up this government scheme for
public taxpayers'
money for employees that can take care of their own?
Yes.
And that's the outcry for the likes of Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, and
Norwich and
Bournemouth.
Yes.
But again, yes, talking about the Lionel Messi,
Atletico Madrid,
Barcelona taking 70% pay cut, so that the non-playing staff can get their full salary. Yes, wonderful. A good one there. But you see, Anok, the health secretary in Britain, that came out to criticize the players for not contributing to the fight against coronavirus. And like when Rooney said this morning, there are some players who live in council flats. not every player on the same.
Of course.
So Tevez making a blanket statement to say players are not supporting the fight against them. Their players can, how do I put it, be without salary for 1 year. Not everybody can do that.
Let me agree with you.
Not everybody can do that. Then again, if players, they are saying players to take a pay cut. If they take pay cut, you know it will still impact the NHS, because this pay cut, once they take this pay cut, it reflects on the taxes they pay to government.
Exactly.
From the Premier League alone, they've made over £500 million in taxes. So this will still come back to bite the NHS. And again, I'm not making a case for the club.
Yes.
If you look at it now, if the season does not continue, Liverpool will refund in excess of £75 million in TV rights.
Yes.
And you know
also, you see, for now, those reforms, like Yemi or like us always say, like this force majeure. I mean, we all know that it is not by their the TV rights. If you didn't use it, of course,
it's clearly stated in the contract.
I agree.
So once the matches are not played,
let us see how it will come, because that is a general that will affect almost everybody around. But I just want to chip in something on what you said earlier on when you're talking about looking at Tevez angle that not all players. In tax, there's what we call pay as you earn.
Exactly. You can
also use that to prorate. I say if you are earning
a social amount,
make
it a graduated payment.
Exactly. If you are earning, you lose this. If you are so it will also be gradual to come down. So you can have a level playing field in whatever it is. It won't be a blanket to say everybody pay this. Are you getting it? Because like that, what we are saying, compared to the society, what people earn, they are up
because
there.
You see, like I said, Liverpool has not broken any law, and just like the other clubs, for taking up the window of that particular scheme, because this coronavirus has impacted negatively on everybody, and everybody is trying to see where they can make savings.
All right. Okay. I think we can take your calls now. You can join the conversation, because we said take in the other climb. And while you're trying to do that, let us see, because Yobe Desert Stars came in with their own version. Like we said, that is in Nigeria, not what is happening over there. If it is possible, we can see that particular press release that came from their from Yobe, saying they have cut the salaries of their players, and also those of the you are quite familiar with the story.
Yeah, that the players should take a 30% pay cut. No, even 25%.
Yeah, they pay them 25%.
The people in the academy and feeder team will be on 50%. Yeah. So you are taking 75% off
their salary. They are going to pay the players 25%. And then you pay academy players
at 50%.
At 50%. So, I mean, okay. But we are saying...
so, because the challenge with that thing is that I think is also an eye-opener, because after this COVID-19, everybody should have common sense. Now, if you're a player and you find it difficult having a contract, then anything that they throw at you, you have to take it.
You take it.
Now, we've all learned about this Gottman course, the former manager of Benfica.
Yes.
Now, he got a contract, and there was nowhere that said if you win the Champions League, you'll be paid. So the first time, he broke the hegemony of Real Madrid. The first person after Real Madrid to win the Champions League was Benfica.
Yes.
Nothing happened. The second time against Milan, he won it again, nothing happened. He went to them, look, give me a bonus for winning the Champions League back-to-back. They said, no, it's not possible. Okay, give me a 65% pay rise. They said, no, it's not in your contract. He was sacked. No, he went away. He walked away, and he placed that course. Now, later, he was in Italy. He was leading the Serie A, and he was still sacked. So from that day, any contract Bella Gottman signs, you say, once I'm on top of the league, you cannot sack me. So your contract dictates whatever you want to happen to your career.
Because that's what is enforceable, really.
Yes. If you decide to turn a blind eye to your right, nobody can enforce it for you.
Okay. Let's go to Akwa Ibom. Hello. Chooks. Hello, Chooks.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ken. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, sorry. Let me start by saying that I would have said good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Guys there. I mean, I would have said good afternoon to you guys there.
Okay.
The only person that is worthy to receive my good afternoon is anybody who is in support of Liverpool being crowned champions. So if you know you are there, you are not in support of Liverpool being crowned champions, whether they cancel the league or not, don't accept my good afternoon.
Chooks, you told us before not to talk about Liverpool, that they have already won the league. But right now, see, I don't understand Liverpool. Anytime they want to win league or they want to win Champions League, something happens. I don't understand where it is coming from. So go on, we are listening.
Anyway, it doesn't matter whether they crown them champions or not, second. In our heart.
Okay. So how are you surviving? How are you surviving? How are you managing being at home in this period?
Ken, right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm calling from under my bed.
Why?
Because I don't want to hear that this thing, that I'm just covering myself from under the bed.
I'm using one eye to watch the telly. Okay. We shall overcome. That's Chooks. Chooks said he's calling us from under his bed. I'm calling this as hyperbole. He's enjoying his at home. You stay more with your with your family, with your wife, with your husband, with your kids, with your siblings. I mean, I think this is some of the period that you're supposed to be bonding. But when you check your bank account, because we spend so much at home. And it's only expenditure, income. We're talking about clubs now, individually.
But Ken, you only is you have not induced spending, just the normal subsistence spending.
What is
basic needs?
The basic needs.
Not any extravagant spending.
Not any extravagant spending, really.
Basic needs.
So it's about planning.
All right, it's about planning. It's about planning. Also, but then let us see, because it's a period of also reaching out. Like we said, reaching out. We talked about the young Marcus Rashford here, who's feeding about 600. I'm telling you this: 600,000 school children on a daily basis. Because they were able to raise, they were looking for 100,000 pounds, they were able to raise 150,000 pounds. They wanted to feed 400,000 kids at home for them to have at least a square meal per day, what they eat at school. But right now, from his effort, they're able to raise 150. He said, sorry, my other figures were wrong this campaign. Now we are on 600,000 pupils who have been fed daily by, at home. So also, I mean, some Nigerian players, are also giving out Moses Simon, John Ogu, and then
Johnny Hallo.
Johnny Hallo also through Johnny Hallo fans. Johnny Hallo fans are doing it. Okay, let's take this call. Banjo is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Banjo. How are you?
Yes. My name is Banjo. I'm calling from Lagos.
Yeah.
I've just listened to some of the arguments that are forthcoming from you and those scholars.
Yeah.
But I think we should look at this issue of coronavirus, and the league and football generally in the world, as between employer and employee.
Yes.
What if the employer decides that, look, we are not going to have all our employees again because of the economic downturn that is going to come as a result of the fallout of COVID-19?
Yeah, some clubs have done that.
The players are refusing to have a cut in their wages. Is it not possible for the employer to say, okay, we are going to bring people in from the young side of the club to say those who are not ready to take a pay cut to leave? Why are we moving people from the young side, from the juniors to come and play and complete the league? Maybe when another season will come, I will be able to make up for it. So an employer has so many ways of making sure that they are able to put this in place in times of crisis like this. My own opinion and my own advice is for these various footballers to take the pay cut and allow the season to end while we return to the normalcy. Thank you very much.
All right, Banjo. Okay.
What your contract does is to protect you.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you an instance of Dida, the former Brazilian keeper.
Yeah.
In '97, after the Olympics heroism, he wanted to go to Italy.
Yeah.
And Cruzeiro said, no, you still have like 5 months of your contract. And the guy forced an award, sit at home, and they had to go to FIFA arbitration. And between then, okay, he should not lose his fitness. He had to be given a loan to, I think, FC Swiss in Switzerland, pending when they determined that. Now, he was able to force handing a transfer request because he had a contract.
Yeah.
So the first thing, the contract is meant to protect both parties. So in the event of a dispute, you go to an arbitration panel. So, but the way it is now, because the corona thing, virus thing is more of a force majeure. So all parties, there needs to be a compromise from all parties. As you said, the organization can say, look, okay, we want to bring in players. It's not when you play, you get bonuses.
Yes.
So we promote players from the academy, let them come. But again, because it's not the making of the players themselves. They have their own commitment as
Definitely.
well. So there has to be a shifting of ground for both parties.
I think that is it, because like you said, a contract is agreed terms.
You see, and again, the follow scheme, what it aims to do is not to allow workers to lose their job entirely. It's just like a leave of absence. And that's why government is saying, okay, yes, you are not earning income as employees. We'll take care.
All affairs on the line. Oh, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Olafe.
Yeah, I greet everybody here because after all, everybody was in the house now.
Yes.
And I'm praying to God that this thing won't catch us.
No, it won't. Amen.
So that's why I'm able to stay for house. But I'm using this opportunity to thank you people for coming out to the program, because I like the argument, actually, the Liverpool.
Yeah.
And what my opinion is that they should cancel the league. Because if you don't cancel the league, 6 positions, 7 positions, what are you expecting them to do? Yeah, people can catch up seriously.
Yeah.
People want to go to regulations. They can still
definitely they can have a
and win their game.
Yeah.
So that 4 position down there, what are they doing? They won't happy now. So please, instead out of that, they should cancel the league, or they should wait till June so that people can continue. That's what I'm just saying there. Thank you very much.
The Nigerian League or the English League?
No, English League. He's talking about English. He's talking about Liverpool. He's talking about Liverpool.
The concern should be about Nigeria.
The Nigerian,
you can't tell the English from Lagos to cancel their league.
No, that is his opinion. He's a fan. For goodness sake, you are discussing the English League. Yeah. So he has a right also to discuss English
yes,
League.
he has.
Not a problem, but
that is his opinion.
I agree.
He's of the opinion that the league should be cancelled.
In Belgium, now,
the league
I know
will last less than 2 weeks.
He said,
so you can't cancel something that will last less than 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you finish the English Premier League.
How can you finish 8 or 9 weeks in 2 weeks?
No, you have 7 matches to go.
How can you finish it in 2 weeks? Every 2 days.
If you apply the December January calendar.
You have already had December January calendar. You can't apply
Ken, I know where you're. I know where you're going.
I
know you have your own opinion.
No, ask him. I'm all here for that Liverpool should be
not the problem. You see, but one thing I want us to consider. You see, people just when they say they should cancel the league, people only consider Liverpool alone. Have you considered the likes of Leeds United? People who are struggling to be promoted,
of course.
and that if they get promoted, they get almost like a huge sum of money.
Yes.
So you need to consider a lot of things, and that's why it's better for us. Let's leave it to the experts.
Let's
The
take
people that
our
run the
next callers. We must talk, whether we like it or not. Hello.
Ugochukwu.
Ugo, how are you? Ugo, how are you?
Fine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, let's hear you now. Let's hear you. Go on.
What I want to contribute is that I'm okay. What I want to contribute is that I'm okay.
All right.
I'm okay.
Go on. Don't worry, go. You're in Lagos now. Calm down.
What I want to do, because Liverpool have said, Liverpool have already set European world record. Do you understand?
Go on.
By getting 82 points in this kind of time. Do you understand?
Yes.
So they should just give Liverpool their league, because nobody, even Man City, some of the Man City players are even said that they don't give Liverpool.
Okay.
What Premiership can do, they say, what they're going to do, they say, the people that is in 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th, they should go and play themselves. Huh?
And those who are in 8th position.
You be the one to enter there. You understand me?
Okay,
Chief. Double leg.
Okay.
People that have never qualified properly to out of 4.
Okay.
When people are sitting down, that they rest 3, 1, 2, 3, like in 17.
Okay.
And they should go and play themselves. So Liverpool have already won the league.
They've already won the league.
That Liverpool should go and somebody is saying by biased mind.
We are going on a short break, Ugo. Thank you very much. Call us back after. Stay with us. It's Channel Sports on Sunday. We'll be back. Hello, you're welcome back. That is Channel Sport on Sunday. And like we said, we want you to watch this program and release all the tension that you have. That is why we created this very, very, very lighter mood, so that when you are watching, no matter how difficult the situation is, I mean, for the period that we are here with you, you should be able to put smiles on your faces. And that is how some stars, especially the footballers and other athletes, are putting smiles on the faces of others. We talked about Jibril last week that, himself and his wife at New Orleans donated $5 million. You understand? Because this is, in Louisiana, the state has been, one of the highest hits at the rate at which the COVID-19, is ravaging the state. In fact, the state governor and everybody are all helpless. All right, let's come. We are in Lagos here. What do we have? Ezekiel. Ezekiel.
Hello, sir.
Prophet Ezekiel, how are you?
I'm fine.
So what are you prophesying now? Are you prophesying good news?
Yeah, what I want to contribute to the program.
All right, go on.
As regards the EPA,
yes.
the league,
Yeah.
I think they should do it in such a way that, like a crash program.
Okay, that's what we're saying.
They can give the cup to Liverpool.
Okay.
So
All right, if Liverpool lose the remaining matches, all the matches that is remaining.
To carry the cup.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ezekiel. Okay, we're talking about the season that is, everybody, those who have hearts of gold, are reaching out to the less advisor. Do I do less privileged? So that we have to choose less privileged or less blessed. I don't know, those who are earning lesser or those who are having a little difficulty.
So the vulnerables in the society, people are reaching out to them.
Reaching out to those persons are the vulnerables, right? Yeah. Okay. So sometimes want to get the right words to use to describe the situation, because certain things, if you use it, somebody will tell you, man, who are you calling this? Or are you calling me degenerate or whatever it is? So we try as much as possible to pass the message without demeaning anybody's status. So, yes, you know that Super Eagles players, and then the former Super Eagles player who was saying is still good enough to play in Super Eagles, because right now he's the most high-profile Nigerian player, even if he went on retirement, and Jody Hallow. But then this is John Ogu who asked guys, can you read that?
It's the season of giveaway, and a lot of people are giving out stuff, and this is the tweet from John Ogu.
Okay. I understand how things are tough in this period in our life, but our lives matters more than wealth, because the said health is wealth. I've seen people tweet their account to me. Anyway, 5 people can just wake up and receive 10K each. You can follow as well.
All right, so he says, he started with that he would give 10 people, but later on he might get to 25 from 10 to 20. But then let us see this reply, because of all, somewhere along the line, somebody now said, wow, and then we're trying to get that reply, because another Super Eagles player now replied to him that, bros, can I send my account number? Can we have that? I know we can have that. It's quite funny. He said, can we have, can I send my own account number? I said, bros, I know fear now. Sure you do. Because now we're talking about John Ogu, and we're talking about Jude Ihalu, and we're talking about those who are doing well, and then putting smiles on the faces of Nigerians, and those that, have been less blessed for now, because blessings is not just in terms of how much you have in your bank account. Blessings come in terms of health, in terms of happiness, in terms of joy, in terms of kids. There are so many parameters that you will surprise that, somebody have billions is not even half as happy as the guy who is sleeping under the bridge. So it doesn't really come to that, but there is need, and this needs to be met. So, my guys, that is one of the things that, went on over there. But like also we advise that it is not all giveaway. When people say, come, send your account number, send your BVN, and what do you send your code, or you send the code to you.
To your phone.
Please protect your account at this, because they are fleecing people. We just have to advise this. At the fraudsters, this is the time that they are up there. So you just, before you send your account details, before you know, the banks will tell you what are the things the banks will not send up there.
The bank will not there to tell them your code. They don't need your BVN because they have it already.
Your bank has your BVN, so they cannot ask your BVN.
They won't ask your BVN.
Exactly.
They won't ask for the code you were sent.
Okay.
All those things are personal, and that's why they call personal identification number PIN.
Okay,
so it's
PIN.
personal to you, not to the bank.
So the bank already have those, so they will not ask you to send it to them. Listen to what he has just said. They will not ask you to send them your BVN because they have your BVN. They will not ask you to send your PIN, your personal identification number, because that is your code that they send to you. When people start asking you for these details and say because you want to go over there, please don't fall victim. I don't just do that. No matter how things are hard, I don't make it harder for yourself. The little you have, somebody will not take it to add to theirs. So we are still talking about all these Formula One. There is something Benny Eccleston. Yeah. He is okay. We have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. Matthew Sagede is my name.
Matthew Sagede. That name's okay.
Yes, Matthew Sagede is my name.
All right. Go on, Matthew. Go on.
Regarding EPL.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool has even won.
Okay. So they should give them the title.
To go. I think with the distance is so much that even if Liverpool doesn't win any.
No. They still need to win 2 matches. Yes. If excuse me, Matthew, they would have been declared the winners as it is if
it's mathematically impossible for others to
unassailable. Because the way it is, if Liverpool loses all their remaining matches, which of course we look at probability, is a bit difficult for us to get that, and Man City wins all their remaining matches, Man City will be crowned champion. So they still need to win 2 matches, for them to be declared champion. That is why we are saying this. So it is not as if they are not in pole position. They are most likely to win it, but we are saying if they don't, that is exactly what is going to happen. So we're talking about Benny Eccleston. Benny Eccleston is 89. He just retired as the former chief of Formula One. And I tell you, the guy just announced to the world at this time, 89 years old, that yes, he's becoming a father. He's somewhere in Brazil enjoying, enjoying his holidays. He's, whatever. And he says, I am going to become a father for the 4th time. He has 3 kids already. So he's trying to get he has a new wife, that so himself or his new partner that they are expecting a baby, and he's 89. So I tell you, if at 89 he's doing that, what do you think? Hello, who do we have on the line? Chinedu, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Please, I want to contribute to what you people are saying there.
Yeah, go on.
What I'm saying is that they're supposed to resume the league, because my faith is that this coronavirus is not going to take us very far. We will come after of it. With the 3 of you, with your faith there and my faith, I believe we will come out of this coronavirus, because what I'm seeing, the league supposed to be continued. It is not ban or scribe out the league, because Liverpool has never won the league. That's my point, because my club is there coming out fast. Being number 5, I believe that they will go more than what you people there are expecting or thinking. So the league I believe it must go on. That is my own contribution. I'm still calling from Aja, Ikota Aja.
Hi, it's Kotaja. I hope you are not moving around. I hope you are home. Today, they say his club is 5th. And there is every probability that
he has hope.
That he has hope.
I love his optimism.
So the league must continue. The league must continue.
But like Okwe said, collective, what's it called?
Yeah, individual
interest first.
Collective interest.
Over personal interest. Yes. Health above anything at this point. And that's why everybody is saying, put everything on hold for now, until this ill wind blows away, and we'll resume our lives. So we'll leave the decision to the experts. In Belgium, it was decided to say, let's
declare champion. Because that one, we just 1 round to go.
1 round, but but you know that in Belgium they do typically the top 5 or 6.
The top 6, they do
a playoff, but
they are forgoing the playoff.
They are forgoing the playoff.
Yeah.
So Club Brugge will be declared champion. Yes. I know that of England won't be that easy, but we'll leave it to the expert. There are a lot of contractual things that need to be sorted out. A lot of things that has got to do with money. That needs to be sorted out.
I didn't hear your opinion on Benny Eccleston.
At 89, if Benny Eccleston can still father a child, I'm happy to do it.
He said there's no difference between whether you are 89 or 20 or 29.
The Matoshan theory school of thought,
yes,
they've always said by December we should be expecting a boom in human population.
Okay, so we are still in March.
With this isolation and lockdown,
we are still in April.
It's expected.
We are still in April.
So Ken, who says maybe in December?
No, don't come inside.
Ken can follow suit.
Ken can follow suit.
No.
If Benny can do it.
No, that is it. That is a no. It is a no. It's a no. And also, let me ask you, there is also the issue. We remember that I think one of the most the last Champions League match they played in England. Okay, let's go. Let's come back here. Lagos has taken over. Who is there?
Shola.
Shola, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Shola.
How is everything? How is the coronavirus there too?
We are in the studio. You are at home. So you tell us, Shola. Tell us.
I was listening to your program this morning and concerning the stay at home, though the government have really tried by ensuring people to stay at home.
Yes.
But at the same time, people cannot continue to stay at home because I tried to compare our government in this country, Nigeria, with other countries. I was so disappointed.
Okay.
But now you are asking us to stay at home. We have the less privileged in the car, and we have some people that are unemployed. And now you have them to stay at home. How are they going to survive? For almost 2 weeks, I was watching this. I was on Facebook this morning at the local government. Government going to each houses, giving them four loaves of bread. Is that what really are going for?
Shola, we understand, you know, that, you know, it is difficult for you. So like we said, it's so difficult for government. They don't have limited resources. They are trying to put palliative, no matter how little it is. I understand exactly the challenges you're facing. But let us, because they're also saving you and saving me. That if we are outside, we are facing debt. If we are inside, of course, starving and somebody can put you, that is just the issue. The ones you know, you don't know. I agree with you, but it is even difficult for all over the world. Not even the US, a lot of that individuals are coming out to save government, to help government at this regard. No government in the world is finding it easy. None, Shola. None.
I think maybe I understand what Shola is trying to say.
Yes.
I think maybe government also should try and tweak their strategy. Like the electricity distribution company, no matter where you are, you get your bill. So I think they can engage them in the distribution of those qualities.
Exactly.
I think that works instead of getting people crowded.
And also, some people reach out to us, from those of them in Amuwo Dolphin local government, talking about Lagos State Water Corporation. Lagos State Water Corporation, they reached out to us and said they don't have water. People are supposed to wash their hands at this point in time. There is no water in that area. And then the taps are open, minimally. Like somebody does that, instead of open water for them to have water, they don't have water at Amuwo Dolphin local government. The housing estate there, Amuwo Dolphin housing estate, the people are suffering and they say there might be epidemic if Lagos State Water Corporation does not act now. I mean, we're pushed over, and that's what they are saying there, that you should go over there and check the taps are not being opened. It is air that are running in. Now some of those people are connecting individual flats to the mains without water, collecting money and doing all that. Those are allegations. I don't want to do all that. The important is I want you guys to investigate and check and give them water at Amuwo Dolphin local government area. As far as the housing estate that Amuwo Dolphin, they don't have water. And they need it now, that you need to wash your hands regularly so that we don't have an epidemic to join the pandemic. We already have a pandemic. We don't want an epidemic to join. That will be worse. So Lorente of Atletico Madrid just named his dog Anfield. Remember, he came in as a sub. Diego Costa was asked to leave. You remember to sub, and the man came in and scored those 2 wonderful goals. And he has a dog, and he named it Anfield. Your last word as we leave the show?
Yeah, I think that has been disrespectful for a striker who has scored 3 goals and 1 assist in 24 matches. I don't think that is.
And those are memorable goals.
Is it absolutely very disrespectful? Again, I will appeal to everybody. This fight belongs to every one of us. Is not whether you're in government or not in government. Let's stay safe. Let's stay at home. Let's adhere to the instructions given by the health authorities, and we will all we will all pass through. It's a phase. We will all pass through this phase, and we'll come out of it together strongly. Okay. Last words, like as always, stay home, stay safe, keep the distance. Stay alive and save lives. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed and protected Sunday.